let's give people a little bit of a background. How I met you. We were at a book.
It was like
what do we call it?
A pour out session.
Yeah, a pour out session
Rita's
of
book.
yes, called Daddy Issues.
Yes.
So I met Gabby there, and we were networking, and
Yeah.
I spoke about my story, and that's when she said, "Oh, I had the same thing that you had, which is Bell's palsy, and you look absolutely beautiful."
Thank you.
I can't wait if this is how I'm gonna look like next. I mean, po.
Yes, yeah.
So tell us a little bit of who Gabby is. Who is Gabriella De Souza?
Gabriella. Yeah, so I am a 26-year-old audiologist. I've had the pleasure of living in 2 different countries. So
okay.
I was born in Zimbabwe. I lived there for about 10 years of my life. I moved to South Africa in 2007, and yeah, it's been quite an experience. And I think coming from Zimbabwe and moving to South Africa was quite an adjustment, but
I can imagine.
I'm glad I made the move, and South Africa is my second home now. Yeah, what else would you like to know?
I mean, welcome. Now speaking to the matter.
Yes.
So, how old were you when you had Bell's palsy?
I was 17 years old. I was
okay.
in matric. It was my final year
I can imagine the
of
stress.
high school. So you can imagine the stress.
Insane.
Yeah, it was
Prelims, June exams.
Actually, it happened just after prelims, and I recovered. I guess you could say I was like fully recovered just before finals.
That means yours wasn't that long.
Yeah, it was about. I'm fortunate. That
Yeah, at least you picked it up early.
yeah, when it happened, I was expecting it to be like this long. Actually, in fact, I didn't think I was gonna recover because that's what my doctor said.
Oh my God.
She said, "Okay, you have Bell's palsy. You need to go for lots of physiotherapy. You need to take your medication."
Oh my God, that physio, that medicine. I was a zombie half of the time.
I know.
The pain.
Yeah.
So wait. So how did you see or notice the signs? What was your reaction seeing that physical change? Like what?
It's actually crazy because I noticed something was a little bit off on Sunday. So I went to church. My friend came over.
Yeah.
We were just hanging out in my bedroom, and then she was like, "Oh, let's take pictures." And we started taking selfies, and I noticed that for some reason this left side of my face was not cooperating. But I didn't think anything of it. At the time I was like, okay, cool, whatever, it's chilled. Then on that Monday, I woke up, and so how my high school used to work is the grade 11s would plan the matric dance. And they would have like a whole invitation ceremony where they would reveal the theme to us, to the school.
All of that.
It was a big
whole shindig.
a whole shenanigan, a big thing. And I remember we entered the auditorium, they sat us down, and then the play started. I took a piece of popcorn, and it was
the trauma.
falling
Girl.
out of my
Gabby,
mouth.
when I tell you, I didn't even notice anything. Nothing. I came back from a shoot that I was shooting for a pilot, and fine. I was going through my lines and all of that, and I thought the numbness was from lack of sleep because I didn't sleep the previous night, and the nerves and all of that. And after I spoke to my mother, video call, the FaceTime, and she says, "What is wrong with your face?" I was like, "What is wrong with my face? What do you mean, what is wrong with my face? There's nothing wrong with my face." She says, "You look tired. Your speech is, and all of that."
Yep.
And I was like, nah, I can't hear what you are referring to, but okay, I'll go to the doctor later because I was exhausted and I thought, let me just take a nap, you know? I at least deserve that. And that evening, that's when Gabby, that's when the chaos started.
Yeah.
The headaches, when I opened my eyes and the lighting,
The tears, the constant tear.
and the ringing of the ears, feeling like my head was falling off.
Yep.
When I bent my head down, I was just like, no, this
Yeah.
is insane. And then
Was.
the following morning, that's when I because my doctor said to me, you have 3 to 6 months to recover, or you're going to fall under those extreme cases, which is the 9 to 12 months. And obviously mine has taken longer because mine happened in April last year,
Yes.
around Easter.
Yes.
Easter is almost around the
Yes,
corner, and I'm
yes.
still...
And I think
So-
you're fortunate that your doctor actually, she explained it to you in that way.
Yeah.
I was informed.
Gabby, let me tell
There's
you.
a chance you won't get any of the feeling back in your face. You need to go for physio to try and repair or recover some of what you can feel.
But soon, Gabby,
face. So you can imagine me as a 17-year-old. I just burst out into tears.
now imagine...
Yeah.
17 and my age. I'm still this big, but I still cried because
Yeah.
the physical change of dealing with
Right.
your face
Right.
it didn't hit. It only hit when I spoke to certain family members over a video call and they started crying, and that's when I was like, okay, shit, am I that bad?
real.
You know, because sure, you know, when you look at yourself in the mirror, I don't want to say there was a sense of denial, but rather hope in the back of my head. And I said, fuck no, I'm going to be that 3 to 6 months, you know? And then 6 months went by and I was like, fuck, what am I not doing right? What is going on, you know? And I'm not a quitter. I work hard at everything that I do. And see, now I'm better. Not when you don't know me, you won't even think. But if you saw me a few months back compared to now, there's a huge difference. But my next question,
Yes.
how did you deal with the confidence? Especially as a 17-year-old.
Sure.
Because as grown as I am, it knocked and killed my confidence out the park. Now, you know, when you first met me, I had my confidence was actually growing back.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
outside of the Bell's palsy, girl, you can't touch me. You can't get here. You can't get here. Like, you can't. But the confidence is coming back. The mental health is better, a whole lot better. And especially being in a space where my looks are my everything. My smile is my coin, is my shmoney.
Your face is your money maker.
You know? So let's talk about the emotions and the mental health.
Sure, guys. It was really tough. I think at that time, I was still in denial. I was still in shock. I hadn't fully
And the
processed.
trauma it
Yes.
causes.
I hadn't
like,
fully processed. In my head, this is what I'm going to look like for the rest of my life.
Gabby, I'm not even at the rest of my life.
You know?
That to me does not exist. That's why I think hence I'm trying all kinds of options.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But just the emotional trauma that came with hearing, this is probably how you're going to look for the rest of your life.
Girl.
Coupled with the stress of exams, the stress of matric, the stress of...
I'm sure you didn't even want to go to matric dance anymore.
No, I didn't want to do anything. I was so shattered. And I think I was just so fortunate that like my family and my friends were really, really, really supportive. And they really, really helped me through it. But I remember thinking to myself, am I going to be keeping my eyes shut for the rest of my life? I mean, just looking at someone
I
and
even
with
struggled
tears rolling
looking
down.
like this. Like, I was like, oh my.
Yeah.
At some point, I was even doing this.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Yeah.
bad.
To
It
have
was
tears
insane.
rolling down your cheek, to have your mouth drooping, food stuck in the back of your jaw.
Okay.
I did say it did take a knock on my self-confidence, But I think at that point I was just in survival mode. I was just like,
Yeah.
we're going to do this. And my mom was so supportive and so helpful. And she really pushed me because I had given up. She was like, come, we're going for physio. Come, we're doing your exercises.
With
come,
me
I'm
as well.
taking you for a facial. Let's go see this doctor. Let's do this. Like, she was so
Now,
supportive.
did your doctor give you recommendations on who to go to for what?
No,
or did you figure that all out by yourself?
I figured that all out by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, so she just said, no, just go for physio and take your meds. See, my mom was that type of person that she didn't accept that. And she was like, we're going to seek out other
options,
help.
Yeah.
I think I saw about 3 different doctors because she was in denial as much as I was that this was where we were. But yeah, she was really, really helpful, and my family was so supportive, and my friends as well. I mean, obviously I didn't go to school for I think like a month or very extensive period. So I think that in itself, just being isolated and not having people constantly look at me and see me and feel sorry for me, it helped a little bit.
Okay.
I was down. I was down bad. But yeah, I think.
So did you seek out therapy?
Not
to deal with the emotions.
Actually,
or?
I didn't actually see a therapist at the time. Probably needed to in hindsight.
Yeah,
because
I saw a therapist and I had those days. It did. Yes. Hence why I'm here now and my confidence is where it's at. Because I don't look. My family has been. has been my rock, my pillar, my everything. The reason why I'm asking is because I found myself pushing my loved ones away outside of family. And I figured that that's what trauma does to people. And my therapist did say that as people, we tend to shut the world out. Hence why I was in hiding, if I can call it that. But it wasn't even hiding. I just wanted to deal with it alone. No external noise, no external pressures. But in hindsight, now I see that no one can operate on a one-man island.
On a one-man, yep.
Yeah, hey?
Yeah, always.
You can't. So, sure, it's been a journey now.
Yeah.
Were you dating in that period?
Fortunately not. I think no, at that particular point, dating wasn't really my focus.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get through high school and be on my way to varsity.
And we're like, woo!
I had my whole life ahead of me and I was so ready to leave. I think also just because how Bell's palsy was explained to me was you can have a very stressful experience in your life, or you can be super stressed and your immune system can drop significantly, and you can get a virus and then that can just attack you. And
so I was going to ask that. So yours was from stress, and yours what was the explanation? Because mine was I lead a stressful life.
Yes.
Which fine. Looking back, yes, because I was on a hamster wheel. Adrenaline junkie. I was surviving on zero fuel, and when they said stress, I was like, stress. I am so busy. Number one, I do not have the time to be stressing.
But that's part of the problem.
Stress,
that is
girl.
the stress.
You understand?
Think you don't have the time to stress, you therefore you think you're not stressing.
No,
in hindsight, you actually are.
And I was like, no, Mara, guys, I don't have time to be sitting and thinking and twiddling my thumbs. And I'm like, in my thoughts and my feelings. That's at the time. It explained the confusion, like the many thoughts. For the fact that I had to say that to myself, I didn't have the time to stress. What are you talking about? And it was forward. You can imagine in our community, now having to explain to my grandfather who is 80, who doesn't understand what Bell's palsy is. And then for
what
him,
is stress to your grandfather?
You understand?
Well. Yeah.
And he just started crying and he was like, oh my God, I'm 80 and this thing attacks you and all these things. And he was just like, are you dying? Because he's never seen me in a compromised state like that, you know? So till this day, my family would rather not speak of it
Okay.
But
How does that make you feel?
girl, I'm even trying to be strong, but sure, it's an emotional game. This illness, emotional and mental, because in mental in a sense that you don't look the same. Number one,
Right. Yeah.
you still people. The speech is better, fine, but you as you know yourself,
You
you
know
can
yourself,
still
yes,
you
you
can
know
still
what
hear that
Something is not. Right, yeah.
there yet.
Yeah.
I was hard on myself because I'm a perfectionist, but we've realized that there's no one perfect.
There's no perfect.
But this, Gabby, this punched. I thought I was strong, but this, I crumbled. Like, I'm still building the relationships that I had. There's even still new relationships that came through this entire experience, such as yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Sure. How am I dealing with it? I've got my good and bad days still. More good than bad. But I have an amazing support system. My
Yeah.
friends, my family. Love is a tricky situation when you're dealing with healing. Are we talking to people? Are we having fun? Are we giggling? I'd rather not answer that.
All right.
Mental health is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Outside of the Bell's palsy,
Yeah,
there's so many
definitely.
things that we deal with on a daily basis. So, but it's been a journey.
been a
I
journey. It
took
is a journey.
so many
It is a
tests.
journey.
I took lumbar punches. I
Yeah.
took MRIs.
It is a journey.
I did audio therapy, speech therapy, the facial massages within the muscles. Girl, that pain, ne? You are not ready for that pain. Nothing
Yeah.
prepares you for that.
that.
You know when you go into the doctors for your facial massages, Gabby, just that word in itself, you thinking, oh my God.
Here we go.
Hey, this is the life. Because no one tells you that there is pain. You're just thinking, I know, this is a spa day. You know? I'm in
Did you
that.
experience a lot of pain throughout your massage therapy?
Yes.
Really?
Yo, Gabby, because
Okay,
mine
what-
was, okay, so the massage, it went like that,
Yeah.
like that, like
Yeah.
circular to here. But this was within the cheek, not on top, like within, because they had to reach for the actual
Okay.
muscle.
Okay.
My sister went with me for those. She was uncomfortable. She was crying for me. I was just, can you imagine you're in pain but you can't cry? You just like, oh.
Going with
That's
it,
you
yeah.
understand. And you just like, I'll just sit through this pain because I want to heal. But my healing hasn't happened quick enough for me. My doctors say I've healed quicker than what they've anticipated and what they've expected. But for me, it's not happening fast enough. Look, yes, it could have been worse. Because there are those that are born with it. There are those that it's chronic.
Chronic, yeah.
Yeah. There are those that have had it for 21 years now. With that, I don't know how I could have dealt with that. But there are those that are lucky and have it for 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 days. And I'm like, why can't I fall into that gap? Into
why can
that,
I just not
you
get it?
understand? And I'm like,
Why can I just not get it?
why me?
Why does it
Because
have to be me?
that
Yeah.
for the longest time was my thing. Why me? But why not me? Because then we wouldn't be sitting here today and talking about it.
Exactly,
You know,
yes.
and we
You
wouldn't.
wouldn't be making flowers out of your pain.
You understand?
wouldn't be
Yes.
On this journey.
It
Everything happens for a
didn't make
reason.
sense. It still doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it's a part of the plan.
It
There's
is
a
a part
reason
of
why it
God's
had
plan.
to happen. What pushed you to see yourself
See myself through it.
through it?
Because I knew that I had the rest of my life ahead of me.
Yes.
So young.
Yeah.
I still had so much to offer. I still had so much
Because
to
even
give.
at that age, it would have been very easy to give up and say,
It was so easy. But I knew that due to the stress that I was experiencing because of my home environment, giving up wasn't an option.
yeah,
For me, there was no doubt in my mind that I had to get through it and I had to move on to the next chapter in my life. And that's really what kept me going. And honestly, through it all, I can say God was so faithful to me.
yeah,
He carried me through it. He was so faithful to me. And I was fully prepared to continue to live my life with with my face not being fully healed. And I was like, you know what, it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. I'm going to use this story to impact others. And
oh no, child,
Just-
listen.
yeah,
No, I have not accepted anything. I'm still not
Yes.
accepting anything. I was like, no, we are going to push and exhaust every option
Yeah.
available with
Yeah.
regards to this illness, because
Yeah.
firstly, not a lot is out there
Yeah. there
with
isn't.
regards to treatment. That's one. Two, even the medication, Gabby, I can't tell you how many hours and days I spent on Google. You see, Dr. Google
Yes,
will
yes.
drive you mad.
Dr. Google, yes.
Will drive you mad, because at some point they said, you don't need therapy, you don't need physio. And then it said it
See,
will
but
go
that's the
away
thing
by
with
itself.
Google, no.
I was
You
like,
can't rely on Google. No. I think as a healthcare professional,
that was before I sought help, before I went to my doctor.
how long was that between?
Well, it happened. Okay, no. It wasn't before I went to my doctor. I went to my doctor on that day.
Yeah.
Right. So he said I must go to the hospital the following day, because he said I was lucky that I even came through that day, because
the longer you wait,
yes,
very much.
because I still feel the pain now and again, especially now that it's winter and it's cold.
Yeah.
Yo, Gabby,
Yeah.
I'm out here walking with scarves, masks, and I'm just like, Aena, guys. I'm not out here to be pretty. Let's heal, hey? let's fast track it. But yeah, so the following day, that's only when I went to the hospital. And that's when my doctor was like, oh my gosh, you know, doctors, they can't tell you, child, you look like shit. She
Yeah,
was like, oh my gosh, what is such a beautiful young lady doing in the hospital, and
Yeah.
why are you stressing?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's been a journey ever since. But I hope your story and my story impacts and rather helps those out there, because I'm still going to do a second round of medication. Well, second round 2 of treatment,
Treatment. Yeah.
which is the acupuncture. Now, you said you did 3 types.
Yeah. So,
Which
so
was?
I did. So okay. So your steroids, lots of
Yo,
different steroids,
Gabby,
antiviral,
I'm still fighting that weight gain from the steroids.
pain medication. I did physiotherapy, facial nerve therapy, and spa treatments. And
Okay.
obviously the exercises that they tell you to do.
Yes,
physio.
with
My
the
mom
mouth.
was literally sitting there with me
And doing
every
the
hour. Come, it's time. And sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this.
you know,
I just want to be alone. But yeah, so she really pushed.
there were a lot of times I also
Push
wanted
that.
to give up. Now, at some point, part of my exercises was blowing a balloon.
Yes,
Gabby, when I tell
trauma, the
Gabby,
trauma.
the saliva, the losing breath, and just wanting to cry, and
Feeling
actually fucking popping that balloon and being like, ah!
I'm feeling
you know?
exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
Like,
it was a lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, no one prepares you for that. I don't know if I'm gonna go through anything as traumatic as this, if not less. Clearly God thinks I'm very strong to handle this, because sometimes
You
I'm
are,
just
because
like,
there's nothing that God will give you that you can't handle.
definitely.
And you've
I'm
already
Gavi,
won.
no, this one.
No. You've already won. You've already won.
Hey, this one was like,
I know. But just
Come
the
on,
fact
girl.
that just you sitting here today, being able to sit and converse with me and have this podcast is testament in itself.
nah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But because I realized that there's a lot of us that needs the uplifting, because we go through so much. It's mental health, it's emotional well-being, and also no one speaks of the funds that you need to have with regards to the treatment, because the treatment is it's not
really
cheap.
Expensive, yeah.
It's really not cheap, and there's certain aspects of the treatment that medical aid covers, and there's certain aspects that medical aid doesn't cover, and that's also another ball game in itself. So pocket wise, you have to dig deep. It's not a child's play. But for those that don't have the financial means, I think, as much as I say Dr. Google doesn't help, but there are exercises on Google, and solutions that people can look at.
Yeah.
Looking back, what do you think you could have done differently that could have propelled you?
Differently. Ooh. Funny enough, I actually wouldn't change a thing. I think everything happened the way it was supposed to. I learned a lot from the situation.
Yeah.
I think it also catapulted healing within my family at the time. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing, because at the end of the day, I made it. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to look that gorgeous and have this back, I can't wait. But now tell me, are you the only child?
No, so actually I have two siblings. I have an older sister and an older brother.
Okay, so you're the baby.
I'm the baby.
So they looked after you.
Yes, they tried.
Okay.
They did try.
Okay, so where is your family now in terms of looking back with regards to the experience?
Oh, I think in their heads it was like a bump in the road.
We're gonna get through it, and
we're
moving
through it
on.
and we've moved on. Yeah.
So
my mom does still obviously get a bit stressed sometimes, because because of your health, and she worries that if I have another stressful period in my life, will I now find myself in that position again? But that's
another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing that we don't talk about, that it actually has chances of coming back.
Yes.
How scary is that? I was like, no, I can't take more than what I've had to take. I if it had to come back, Gavi, I'm telling you now, I'm gone.
But it's not coming back.
No, definitely it's not.
Don't even think
it's
like
not.
that.
It's not. But
I think also what's important to remember is, although you realized, or maybe at the time you thought you weren't stressed, but I think this particular situation highlighted things or areas in your life that needed attention, and maybe areas in your life that you neglected.
Yes,
and you won't neglect those areas again. And well, we hope. No, we won't.
Yeah.
No, we won't. Yeah.
But any words of encouragement? Firstly, before the words of encouragement, what was the motto that you lived by during your experience?
What was the motto that I lived by?
Or if you had any motto,
I think
words.
For me, because outward beauty will always fade,
but that's what we live by.
Outward beauty will always fade, and it really, 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 really gets one to like dig deep and look within themselves and focus on your inward beauty. Well, that was
inner beauty. Yeah.
So on the outside, if I have these imperfections. I know that I need to have a bomb-ass personality, and I need to show up for my friends. I need to show up for my family. And I think for me it was, in whatever situation I find myself in, or wherever I find myself in life, I am going to show love and I'm going to bring light.
Yes. Oh my God. So that's what kept you through. So speaking of showing up,
yes,
how understanding were your friends at the time, knowing that you are unable to show up? And did you feel any sense of guilt that you were unable to? Because with me, a lot of people didn't know. Like, I kept it hush, like extremely quiet, right? I wasn't taking any calls, any messages, no nothing. Now, at some point, I felt bad for not being able to show up for people the way I usually do, in terms of friends and everyone else.
Yes.
And I had to show up for myself, because even now, I'm still learning to show up for myself. What this experience has taught me was learning to love self with the imperfections.
Yes.
And I've always loved myself, but now it's more the little things, where going for facial massages, yes, it's a treat for the skin and keeping the skin fresh and glowing and all of that, but it also relieves the tension on the face. Now, it's small things like that where I show up for myself and I'm selfish about me and my space and all of that, which that also helps me remain calm and sane and zen, which also helps me become a better person in terms of my mental health. Now, that's why I'm asking, how did it impact your relationships? Because my relationships, some are in shambles, some are done, some are rebuilding, some are still there that were there, because going from being the pretty girl to having to...
But you're still the pretty girl. That hasn't changed. That hasn't changed.
Yes, that hasn't changed at all. Hello. But showing up for yourself during this experience, it's a lot. Especially, so you must show up for yourself, you must rest, you must do the exercises, take the medication, have a good support system, and do the work. Because it's hectic out there. But my source of encouragement, ever since I went through the experience, in the beginning there was no encouragement. In the beginning it was just me pushing myself. I guess it was the drive. It wasn't necessarily a motto that what kept me going was, your story matters. So that's what kept me going. What is still pushing me now into becoming a better person? Obviously, look, this experience changes you. Whether it's for the better or the worst, but for me it's the better, because it makes you look at things completely different now. You don't even value the things that you thought you valued. Yeah, you don't. Trust me, you don't. I don't care who you are. You will, there's levels. There's the denial, and then there's like the doldrums of denial, where it's you are ugly, you are disgusting, no makeup.
It's the worst place.
Tracks. You're not even motivated to bath or to even go for those therapy sessions, because you're thinking the pain of going through it again is like, I can't, guys. But unlike you, I'm not the last born. I am the first. So I have a whole lot of people behind me and a crew. And for them also was a whole adjustment, because
you were their support structure.
And I mean, I'm the vibe, my energy, my feel, my everyone. When I'm down, then everyone is like, what the fuck? It takes a lot to get me there. And when they saw me in that space, I myself was even scared. But I had to, I think what woke me up was seeing my brother cry.
Yeah.
Because now I'm a coffee addict, right? Now you know, the drinking. Now when shit comes out of your mouth, even using a straw, that is intense. That is crazy. And when I saw my brother cry, and now bear in mind, my brother is very soft. He was hiding. He didn't even want me to see that he was crying until I turned to look at him, and I saw him crying. And you know, boys, and he was like, he didn't want me to see him cry, but that's what woke me up. I was like, fuck no. I need to, yeah, so hey, it's crazy. All I can say is it takes a lot.
It does.
A lot. Like even crying is just,
yeah.
You
need
run
to
out
feel
of tears.
those emotions.
I've
need to feel those
I've always been
emotions.
the strong one, and now I've become a soft human being. Now I allow myself to feel
You have
things.
to allow yourself to
You
feel.
know, because I sweep a lot of things under the rug, and I'm just like, psh. But this
And
was
that's
too
not
big.
healthy. Yeah.
Yes, this was too big to sweep under the rug for me, and you deal with your monsters as well whilst dealing with the therapy of healing for the facial palsy. But what kept me going, I told myself that you are not Kerabetswe for nothing. The name itself is self-explanatory. So, yeah, that's what kept me going. Now,
Yes.
in closing,
In closing.
Brrr. Words of encouragement
Words of encouragement.
to anyone that is either watching or listening. Words of encouragement.
Words of encouragement. I think first and foremost, you have everything you need to get to where you need to go.
Yeah, and it's not even about the money.
Yeah.
Just dig deep.
Yeah, you have everything you need. You possess everything you need to get yourself out of the situation. Own who you are. Own your truth.
Yeah.
Make flowers from your pain.
It took me 7 months to own who I was through the experience. But yeah, owning who you are
And be
goes a long
kind to
way.
yourself and love yourself.
Yes, guys.
Allow
like
yourself to feel what you need to feel, and
it's easier said than done, though, because
it is.
you and I'm on the healing journey. You are on the other side
Yes.
of healing.
And in the process, I felt all the things you felt as well.
Oh, Gabby,
So I understand it is easier said than done.
it is easier said than done because it's a lot. You don't feel attractive. You don't feel pretty. You don't feel like waking up. You don't feel like getting out of bed. You don't feel
very
like eating.
demoralizing,
Yes, it's
You're in pain, the headaches, the nose, everything.
the sleepless nights because you
Taping
like
your eye to sleep and
girl.
I mean,
Like having it shut. Like
Yeah.
I still can't have it shut even now.
yeah.
Like I could still even feel the movement when the eye closes because you can feel half of your face shift to that way. And now that's another thing that you have to control, that you need to tighten the muscles so
back.
that that it doesn't. Anyway,
So, yeah.
yes.
So yeah, those would be my words of encouragement. Yeah. Just be kind to yourself.
Yes, guys, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself in every way possible because you deserve it. You are worthy. It may not seem like it now. It may not. Trust
And
me.
then just speaking on that issue of worthiness, I think don't condemn yourself.
Yes.
Don't feel shame. Don't feel guilt. Don't feel unworthy.
No. Shame, guilt, anger. Those were the three top
Yeah.
3 emotions that I was going through at the time.
Yeah.
That, yes, as Gabby, I
Yeah,
was
and it's like
angry.
a never ending
It's like a triangle. Like,
triangulation of, yeah.
so for my from my side, I would say feel the anger, but don't take it out on anyone. No. Feel the anger. If you feel that it's too much, go see a therapist or speak to anyone in the family that you know will give you that shoulder to cry on, that ear. The shame for me was also, it was so stupid, but I realized that as people, we do care of what people think, what are people going to say. And the shame
That's
also,
one thing you shouldn't do.
yeah, no. But the shame also in a sense that you, like you said, you become demoralized. You can't do things for yourself. That was the shame. I said shame, anger, and I've forgotten.
Guilt.
Shame, anger, and guilt.
Anger and guilt.
Guilt in a sense that what could I have done better to,
or what could I have done to not get myself
self,
in that situation?
yes, to not get myself where I'm
Which is
at.
totally out of your control. There's absolutely nothing you could have done.
It was going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
Whether it was going to happen then
Yeah.
or now, it was going to happen. But yeah, guys, just don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Yes, those are my words of encouragement to uplift anyone and everyone that is listening, watching, that is out there. Take care of yourself because your future self still needs you.
Yes.
Don't
neglect yourself.
Yes, don't neglect yourself. Don't live in the now, which I know a lot of us do. We live in the moment because we want to feel that
But
rush.
you have to be very intentional.
Yes,
about
but so you need to be very intentional, very purposeful, and think for your future, for your tomorrow. And trust me, I know now. And you don't want to live such an expensive lesson by not taking care of yourself. So yes, guys, take care of yourself.
After yourself.
And
you are worthy. You are worthy,
Yes.
not because the world says you are. You're worthy because God says you are.
yes, because it's very easy for us to preach that and say you are worthy, but you know you are worth everything and more. Yes. Thank you guys for watching or listening. This
Thank you
is
for
the
having
beautiful
me.
Gavi, and you can catch us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and Apple.
Yes.
Yes. Till the next episode, guys. I look forward to being with you in your space. Bye. Have a great one.